Welcome here. I am Linda Paulowska. I am a storyteller who shares life stories, but I don't just stop at storytelling. I actually dive deep to understand people and their journeys. My goal is to improve human experiences, which led me to the field of service design. I am now studying for an Erasmus Mundus master's degree in service design, where my class is filled with passionate colleagues from all around the globe. And since I love human stories, I couldn't resist sharing their amazing experiences with all of you. So I warmly invite you to this podcast series where we will talk about the journeys of my classmates traveling the world and, of course, diving into service design. So today my wonderful guest is Yulu from China. Well, I just want to say a few words. First of all, I think during our studies we have formed some very great friendship with Yulu, and I want to tell you a bit about her. First of all, she's a beautiful young lady who combines creativity and art with a deep interest in empathizing with people. And she's very special. And also, when she sings in her beautiful voice, she transfers some very special emotions to the audience. And last time when she sang at the service design conference, actually the whole room stood up and gave her applause. So, hello, Yulu. Welcome here.
Hello, Linda.
How are you feeling today?
Yes, I'm very excited to be here, and I'm looking forward to sharing my experience and my journey so far.
Yes, I'm very, very happy to see you here. And do you want to start with sharing a little bit of your background? Where do you come from? How old are you?
Yes, of course. I'm Yulu Liu from China, and this year I'm getting to 23 years old, so it's quite young maybe for you. And I was born in Sichuan province, Chengdu, so it's kind of a central part of the China. But then my parents moved to Shenzhen, which is the small city at the southeast of China. And I have a brother. I have a younger brother, and who's today it's 60 years old.
Okay, that's nice. Do you want to say their names as well?
Of course. My father's name is Hongjing Liu, and my mother's name is Lian Xue.
Okay.
And she has a very interesting English name, Sherry, because when we said that our names in Chinese, we are actually speak backwards. So her name in Chinese is Xue Lian. So it's kind of like Sherry.
Okay.
So I love this name. And for my brother, his name is Yusheng Liu.
Okay. I probably won't try to pronounce it, so I don't really mess up pronouncing the names.
Yeah, your pronunciation is beautiful. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you. But speaking about China, can you give us a little glimpse about life in China? Because we have been talking to you before and you told me these amazing stories that you guys were like 16 kids in a school class studying like in a very competitive environment. Can you tell me a bit about life there?
Yes, of course. Actually, I have a wonderful childhood. So at that time, my parents don't stress me, and I was playing all around, and I have so many friends. But then everything changed when I entered the junior high school. So that's the moment when people around me talking about the pressure of the society. Like you have to prepare like years ago for your life in society, your work, your job, your dignity, you like money and prestige, much about that. And then we have in junior high school we have 45 students in one class. We have a lead teacher and then the other teachers of other subjects.
Okay.
But then And at that time, I was still like, my grade is at the middle of the class.
Okay.
And then my mom was like, she's very anxious about my grade. And but at that time, I was very chill because I think I was at the middle of the class. If I cannot live happily, what about the student behind me?
Okay.
So, but then when I entered the senior high school, everything changed a bit, like especially for my attitude towards the study. So at the senior high school, we have a more competitive environment. We have 60 students in one class.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we start studying at the 7 a.m. in the morning. Then we end up our evening class at the 9 a.m.
Okay, 9 p.m.
9 p.m. Sorry.
Okay.
And
oh my goodness, that's like from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. you guys are in school.
Yeah, and because we live in dormitory, we are not coming home actually.
Oh wow.
Yes, that's the life in senior high school, and it's very normal in China. Like,
in senior high school, how old are you? Like,
we are 60 years old
60.
when entering the senior high school. When we graduated, we are 18 years old.
18. Okay, good. Okay, interesting. And then how did you graduate? How was that? And I also know you had a music band, right?
Yes.
When do you make it happen? Like, how do you combine it with your studies? And
so everything actually starts also from the senior high school. So I had been monitor of the class for almost 3 years. So during that time, I work really hard, and I try to do my best. I put all of my efforts on the studies. But then, because I have my parents and my teachers treat me really nice. They are pursued me to doing another hobbies apart from the school stuff, to reduce the stress and pressure. So at that moment, I start to fall in love with the singing, the guitar, and of course another creative, like drawing and doing the handcraft. And so my love about music actually derived from senior high school. So this kind of hobby keep me far away from some mental diseases, because in that higher pressure environments, lots of my classmates they're ill. Mentally ill.
You told me there is a high risk of the suicide.
Yes, exactly.
Because of the competitive environment, in the school years.
But for me now, I feel like it's understandable because we have too many people. Like the society basically don't have that much resources to support all of the students, all of the people. Especially the young people, they cannot give you everything. They cannot guarantee everything, the position, the money, or the house for you. So we have to compete with each other. I believe that India and Africa have the similar situation, and of course for Thailand, this Asian country, they have the similar situation.
Interesting, very interesting. And then when you graduated from the high school, you have am I understanding it correctly, you have a bachelor's degree in service design already?
Actually, when I was in university, the first year I was studying graphic design, which is the Chinese name is visual communication design.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very sounds romantic, but yeah. So but to be simple, it's just graphic design basically. But then I feel a bit limited because I feel like the information or something can be communicated through other ways. So I will start to pay attention to how people interact with the product, with the peoples around them. So I found that very interesting. And then I found out that it's not individual. it's like work like a system, systematically, and it's very, 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 very interesting. So I start to, then I transfer, and transfer from the graphic designer students to a user experience design.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yes. So I make the one decision like that changed my whole life.
Are you happy with the decision that you made?
Yeah, I'm very happy. I feel so lucky. Although in the middle, like there will be also some difficult time. Like I was, oh my god, maybe I choose wrong. But then I realized I'm making the right decision.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yes.
And then, like how many years do you have to study in the bachelor's?
4 years.
4, so it's about the same as here. How do you find university? Is it still that competitive as the high school?
No, totally different. Because Universal's life, it's all about flexible and freedom, like no one control about you. But I think that will be the biggest issues at the beginning, because I was so used to the senior high school module. I feel like there will still be a teacher that guide you through all of the.
Okay.
So I feel like there will still be a lead teacher that guide you through all the things. But then I enter university, everything changes. Like you have to plan all the things by yourself.
Okay.
You are forced to found your direction. Because you cannot put it's not about senior high school. You learn the subject and you work well, like you try your best to have a wonderful grade for each subject. You have to focus, you have to choose. And if you cannot do something, you have to move on, you have to give up, because you have limited time, resources, you have limited energy. You have to learn to allocate this, because this is how the real society work.
Okay. Is it hard to get into the university? And do you guys pay for university? How is it like practically possible to actually move to the higher education?
So we have compulsory education only for 9 years, so which includes the junior high school and the senior high school. So it doesn't include the university. So that's the reason why we have such a competitive environment in the junior and senior high school. So
because not everyone
fight hard, just to have a spot in the good university.
Okay, and do you know like about how many people are competing to get into, for instance, the university where you were studying? Do you have the information?
Oh my god, I don't have the ratio, but I think it's quite similar as when I apply in this SDSI program.
Okay,
they are very similar.
It's like a few hundred people fighting to get into a few spots in the class.
Yeah, I would say if we are calculated that way, it could be hundreds of people fighting for one spot.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And do you guys maybe that's unpolite question, but do you have to pay for the university?
Yes, we have to, but it will be, because it's public school, like the price depends on whether it's public or private. But in our old opinions, we feel like the public school is better.
Public school is better.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's the difference,
Okay, so you graduated with bachelor's in design, and can you tell a bit about service design situation in China? Like you probably delved into it, and how do you feel about service design in China? Like, is it well known? Do people actually care about it, and how is the life there?
It's a very interesting question, because in China, there's not much career or position that named exactly the precisely the service design.
Yeah.
But when we speak about service design, we are much linear to the user experience design, user interaction interface design. But it's a very important, I feel like it's very important part of the delivering service, because now we are living in an age that people buy service instead of products.
Yeah.
And so even though that we don't have official like a position that defined as a service design, but actually there's an other position who are covered the service design, this concept. So I feel like and also for me, it's the service design is less likely to replace by artificial intelligence. Like there still need real people to involve to facilitate, and the AI is not, because they are for now they are not very easy to get a whole understanding of the community.
Yeah.
And how like individual personality, like it's too difficult for them to understand, to learn. So it's better for us, for real people, to interval, to like get into it.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. And then, well, when we move next to, like, in your life journey, like next after university, did you work for some time, or you were like moving next to the next education, which is master's degree, or did you have some time in the work field as well? Because you're very young, so I assume.
Yeah, I'm still. I used to struggling with these questions, but now I quite settled, because I want to. For me, the design is more about practice. So you have to get into the real market. You have to see like how it works in the real life. It's about implement it, how to apply it properly. So I decided to go back to my country and find a job, like get into the real market, and maybe work for 2 and 3 years. And after that, I might pursue PhD in other subjects.
Okay.
So not about design anymore, maybe about psychology, business, financial, something like this.
That's what your plan is, like after this master's degree, yeah? That's your plan. But
Yes.
like now in this year, you are straight after the bachelor's degree. You like straight after your bachelor's graduation, you came to Europe to study in master's, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And then so for our dear listeners, we will be probably often mentioning SDSI, which is a shorter name of our study program, which is Erasmus Mundus program, Service Design Strategies and Innovations. So now I probably will move to Yulu's experience with this program. So Yulu, so you graduate in China, your bachelor's in design, and then how did you find out about this program? Because dear listeners, there was a huge competition to get in this program, because that was like, I think 35 spots was only available, and we were 700 people applying for those. How did you came across this SDSI program, and how was your application process? And you are here, so we know you did it, you made it. Yeah, you passed it. So tell us the success story. How did you get it?
Yeah, it's a long journey, but I will be short. So my first decision, the first decision I made is I have to go abroad. I want to see a bigger world. So I applied for several schools, and in different faculty. Like I applied for the user experience design, user interaction design, and of course service design. So I came across this program, like service design, strategy, and innovation. And I browsed through the official website, and I'm so interested in the program they posted.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is the things I want to do. This is the design I want to participate in. And other things attracted me is they switched the places.
Yeah.
So first years in Kuldiga, Latvia, next year in Rovaniemi, and then Tallinn of Estonia.
Yeah.
It's for me like an adventure.
Yeah, and you have been telling me before that you were very, very interested to see Nordic countries and Nordic culture.
Yeah.
That's what we have been discussing before. So you applied, you got in, and then you traveled this all the way from China to Latvia, which is a tiny town, a tiny country in Europe, and even like in a small town called Kuldiga. What was your first impression when you came here? Because this is like, dear listeners, this is a very small town, very calm town where the studies happen, and not that many international people are here, except for the season, for the hot season when it's like a lot of tourists here. But tell me, what was your first impression?
First impression, I still remember the day I get on the bus from Riga airport.
Yeah.
3 hours journey from Riga to Kuldiga. And then when I enter Kuldiga and my landlord go pick me up, I thought it was heaven, paradise.
Really?
It's so beautiful. Because I came here at the autumn. And the weather is beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything is fantastic. And it's very, very different because I used to live in Shenzhen. There are tall buildings, high technique, everything is expensive, and I would say cold, because everything is in a cold blue-gray colored.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we have a motto in Shenzhen that which is time is money, efficiency is life. So the people here are highly honor this motto, and but then I came here, I realized that life could be so simple and stress-free, and we don't need that much stuff to make us feel happy. So make me like wonder, like, do I really need that abundant resources and information in order to keep me safe, or I'm corrupted, my mind was corrupted by the capitalism. But I'm not saying that Kuldiga is not developed enough. I was just saying people here make me feel like they cherish their life instead of money. And that's, yeah, so for me it's how can I say, double happiness.
Oh, interesting.
Like, yes, it's true, but physically and mentally, the people here are so lovely. They never rush. They're very chill, and they were friendly, and make me feel like this is my second home. I won't leave. I don't want to leave.
Yeah, like, and I would feel that Yulu really means what she says. She doesn't say that just because, like, I'm Latvian to make me feel good, because I know and I can tell you guys that she has deeply involved in our culture, and she has been like trying to understand Latvia and Latvians, and even more, she has started to sing in Latvian. Can you tell, like, how did that happen? Because as I understand, like, whole winter long, when Latvians like to sit indoor, like not to get too cold, you were walking quite far distance to this youth center to actually participate in the singing classes in Latvian in a full group.
Yeah, so before I came here, I started to plan my life in Kuldiga, like in advance. So I saw that there's a sheet that the Elsa, which is the head of this programmer, provide us. So there's a list of activities that we can participate in. And because I loved music, I loved playing guitar, so I spot this activity provided by Ruta, which is the teacher of us, and they have a band that I can participate in and sing Latvian folk music. I was so shocked, like, oh my god, this is perfectly for me. So, and I still remember the first song I learned is called Es redzēju saules dziesmu. Saules meitu. Saules meitu. So I was trying to learn and trying to understand what lyrics means, and I was amazed by both the lyrics and the melody. The melody is beautiful. It sounds very unique, and it's very, very different from the Chinese folk music. And the lyrics are also very beautiful. And I kind of fall in love with it. And Druta was also impressed by my learning speed. Like she said, you learned really fast, so you can participate in the band right away. So you don't have to practice. You don't have to book individual class anymore. Just come and we sing together. And then my accent, I actually amazed all of the members in the band when I learned a wedding songs which called De Klite, Letse Klite. And then yes, but anyway, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic journey for me. And when I say I love Latvian folk music, I'm not just saying. I really dig into it. I learned 8 Latvian songs and included 1 original Latvian song. This is also my small goal. When I came here, I was settled, like I was set for myself. I will go participant in a local band. I will follow them to do the performance, and then at the end I will write myself my own Latvian song as a gift. When I go back to China, I can share it to my relatives, my friends, like, look, this is a very beautiful country, and Kuldiga is a very fantastic town. Like, in the future you have to visit here. So I carried message from there far away.
Oh, so you have written a song in Latvian?
Yes, exactly.
Wow, I am shocked. Like, I hope I will be able to hear it someday. It's like, it's amazing. And when Yulu sings, I get goosebumps because like that's so special. And I think that probably when you entered this youth center and came to the singing teacher who is leading the folk group, she was probably surprised to see you here as well, because it's not too often when people from China come and say like, hey, I want to sing in Latvian and in Latvian folk group. So probably it was a surprising moment for everyone. And now, like when she sings, the last time when you sang in this service design conference, people stood up and gave you applause. I mean,
some of them are falling in tears. I saw that.
Yeah, well,
they're wiping the tear.
Yeah, I mean, like that's something very special, and well, that's why I'm like super proud to know you. And yeah, and I think like it's kind of like getting emotional for us because we know that we are going to leave. We're gonna be separated with half of our class, and then your next plan. Tell us about your next plans. You are going, just for our listeners, so the program is structured. So 1 year we spend in Latvia and Kuldiga, and then for a half year, for 1 semester, we go either to Finland or to Estonia, and then we change. Those ones who went to Finland are going to Estonia to finalize our studies. How about you? Where are you going next?
Yeah, I'm going to Rovaniemi in Finland.
Okay.
There's one big reason is I really looking forward to see the Northern Light. And my parents and my younger brother will visit me in the Santa Claus village this winter holiday, I guess. But other things is like really interesting in Lapland, the University of Lapland courses. Like it's mainly about doing the qualitative research, and I think that's the direction that I want to move in the future, move forward in the future, and also benefits a lot for my master thesis. And so that's the reason why I choose Rovaniemi. But I heard some of the students said that Tallinn is also a very wonderful city, and so.
Well, you will get there in the last semester, so you will probably
I will be so lucky. I don't have to choose. I have both.
Yeah, and you already touched your future plans, because next, and one of the last questions is like about your future plans. When you go back to, what do you do next? Do you plan to go back? Do you started something, saying something about working in the field? Like, what is do you have any idea where do you want to be next? Europe, China, something else? And
for now I will go back to China for for 2 or 3 years, like I said, like for job. And the reason why at the beginning, the reason why I went abroad is because I want to explore, to immerse myself in a like totally different culture environment, to just open my eyes to see the world and fall for it. But then I feel like once I get out of my hometown, I will have this courage like for the rest of my life. Like because before I came to Kuldiga, so this is my first time abroad actually. Before that, I feel like study abroad or work abroad is a very difficult and complicated things, and it needs courage. You need to like bring yourself in a like entirely different environment and get into know new people. But then now, because my wonderful starting point in Kuldiga actually give me a lots of courage that even though I will go back to China and work for 2 or 3 years, I will still have the courage. I will still have the friendship like all over the Europe. So it will make me much easier when I return to the European. It's weird I use return, this like return my home, but it actually like erase my afraid of being like independent, being self-supported in a different country.
And you have been telling me before about the huge differences.
Yes.
You also mentioned the differences in China regarding the buildings and the focus on the money and the focus on the success and achievements, but also like basic things. Like once we spoke and you said like, you guys in China, you don't have YouTube and stuff.
No, we don't have the right to assess it. Because we have a block or wall to like protect us from the others' opinions, other voice, especially from outside of China. But I kind of understand that, because like China is a very huge country, and even though I said that people here focuses on money and on efficiency, but I believe that they are like only the sum of the profits. But like the thing is inside it's also very different. Like people virus from north to south, and so for easy to operate, they have to like build up some block. Like so we don't know much about the outside world. So that's the reason I was so desperate to see what is going on outside. Like, to see it personally, because I believe that is the only way that I can know the truth. And
And then I dare to ask, like, what is the maybe the biggest learnings you have learned while being here and accessing information in here? Because like first when we met and you told me, like, I was just saying something about YouTube and WhatsApp and TikTok and was something about these things, and then you mentioned like that you weren't allowed, and then that's when I realized probably we have like very different background information. There is no right or wrong, like just very different. And if I would go to China, probably there would be like many takeaways that I would learn from the culture, especially if you live within the culture for 1 year. What is your biggest takeaway from this experience so far, if you have some that comes in your mind?
Let me think. The biggest takeaway is that, so at first in my mind I feel like I have to choose like between my career or my own like private life, like because in our culture, especially for women, like if you want to have a child, and then like it's basically saying that you are giving up your career. And so like that used to make me very anxious. Like I have to choose between my own career and my own life, maybe in the future. But then I came here, especially when I studied in SDSI, I saw so many, like my colleague students, they are much older than me. They have their own family. They have their own like very successful career, but they are still learning. Like, and the most important is like, because you guys are not learning for a job. You're learning because you are interested in it. It's very pure. Like for me, it's, oh my God, such a whole new world. Like you learn because you like it.
Yeah. Yes, I can very well relate because I am the one of the students with families. I have two children. One of them is just turned 4 years old. One of them is 1 year old. And then there has been like few of our classmates telling this thing that it's kind of unusual in their culture, including in your culture, to see mother, like being a mother and also like studying and working and doing things. So I think that's very, very interesting. That's a very interesting takeaway and learning.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys have been giving me lots of courage to like, being a mother would not take away your own personality. Like you still will have your own life. You will be a fantastic teacher. You will be a fantastic student and colleague students, whatever. But yeah, but I think, like I said, like life here is very simple and stress-free. Like if you have some problem, you fix it. Like people don't think that much. They would not get panicked. They would not compare themselves with each other, like creating this anxious vibe. So like I said, people here cherish their life more than money, more than status.
Thank you. It's been like very interesting to hear about your story and how do you see the world in here and back home from your point of view. And just what I wanted to say, like I think you're very, very brave because at this young age to travel so far, to take this to get on this adventure, it's like amazing. And as a classmate, you have been very nice. We are like very lucky to have you. And then just something to mention, during the Christmas you joined our family, and there was like Santa Claus and stuff, and when the Santa Claus called your name and asked you to come, and you had to say the poem, or you chose to sing the song, you expressed your happiness and surprise, so like it just warmed up the room. And the gift that the Santa Claus gave you, it said like that Yulu is the creative soul who brings light into the world. And that's how I see you, like very, very like bringing light to the world, bringing light to the room where you come in. So I am just very happy to know you. And to finalize this, I really think there will be some really nice friendships in the future. And it's just like, it's amazing. You were brave enough and you did this. And I think this is a forever thing.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming here and for telling your story. I really appreciate that. And well, we meet in a few days in class again. And we continue our journey in Finland, because I'm going to Finland with you.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Yes, we will help out each other.
Still me.
Yeah, still me. It will be still me there in the class. So thank you very much, Yulu. And
thank you today.
Yes, thank you. And dear listeners, thank you very much for being with us. And we are very happy to share the stories with you.